Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Get on our winner takes all $300,000 NFL pool for the upcoming season. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with over 150 slot games. Head to the website today and use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being in this installment of the Coma. Much love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. What's popping? Big ups to you guys. Thank y'all for spending time with me on this Thursday stream. Big ups to the fam. One more day until a 3-day weekend for some. And a lot of hardworking black and gold family members out there, man. Hey, let me tell you something. Big ups to you guys. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate you. All right. Much love to everybody, man. I'm going to try not to hold y'all very long. I really am. I'm going to try not to hold y'all tonight, man. I got some work to do. But big ups to the fam, man. Much love, Young City Nightwood, OG Jerry. Pelicans, Nola, big ups to you. Good to see you in the stream. Student, good to see you, fam. Appreciate you. All right, much love. Lester, how you doing, sir? Appreciate you. Cartel, big ups to you. Bullet Family Travel Vlog, much love. Relly, shout out to you. Snake Bite, Trav 504, Mad Drummer, much love, fam. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. Who that daddy? Big ups to your brother. Gundam is in this thing as well. Good to see you, man. Much love to everybody, man, in the stream. Please hit the like button. Ro, I see you, fam. Backwoods is in this thing as well. Much love. Brother Trine, what's happening, Trine? Good to see you, fam. Big ups. L-Dubs in this thing as well. Poppy 504, big ups. What's happening, Jack? Big ups, man. Appreciate you. Quavadius. Bronze Flat Power God, big ups to you. What's up, Carlton? Much love to my brother Carlton, man. Good to see you in the chat, bro. Hope everything good with you and the fam. And big ups to everybody, man. Much love to you guys, man, for being in this thing. Listen, fam, listen, we got a few things to kind of go over in this episode of the Coma, man. Of course, the Saints did make a few more moves, plus and minus, as it would go, and we'll just pop right into it. So as you guys have any questions, y'all can feel free to kind of throw them in the chat and we'll get to them. I'm also going to play Dennis Allen's interview. It wasn't very long. It was like 6 minutes of Dennis Allen's latest Thursday's press conference, where he kind of covered some of the stuff. He also spoke about the fact that the Saints weren't going to be doing anything over the next 3 days. So we'll kind of play that interview too after we hit some of these news, notes, and items, and then we'll keep it pushing. All right. So anyway, much love to you guys in here. Much love, fam. Shalom to you, Backwoods. Good to see you. All right, Tragics in this thing. Slim, big ups to you as well, man. Much love to the fam. All right, let's get right into it, man. Let's hit this one here as we go. All right, Saints, and shout out to Crescent City Sports. Saints add LSU, ex-LSU tackle Austin Deculus and tight end Trenton Welch to their practice squad. So the Saints did reach out and get an offensive lineman, not the lineman that we were looking for, more of a project than anything, a practice squad guy. We were looking for the Saints to at least get one of the more established, free agents that's available. Hold on, let me see if I can put out a list, fam, because I did a list yesterday of some of the players that's available at the positions that we might be possibly looking at. So let me see if I can find a decent list of people I can show you guys. Yeah, it's been very interesting, to be honest with you, man. And of course the Saints operating like they have very little money to put out there, man. So anyway, hold on, let me see if I can find something. This is let me see if I can. This is one right here, fam. This is from Sport Track. Let me see if I can this is a list of wide receivers that's available, free agents currently. You see Hunter Renfro's there. Tim Patrick he's gone. So you see a few other people. They still got Michael Thomas there and a few other people, Randall Cobb and all that. I don't see the Saints reaching for that, but if you go to the tackle position for the offensive line, you see a few people there to look at. You got a guy like David Bakhtiari, Humphreys, Leno, Dwayne Brown, Donovan Smith. A few of these guys, a lot of these guys are still available. Dennis Daly, Billy Turner. You see even Cam Irvin's right there. Ethan Greenwich, who we had, I don't want him back here. But we do have some guys that sit at the top of the team that you can look at, you can actually bring in. And it's showing some of the previous salary for some of these guys right here. But a lot of these guys would definitely be an upgrade in terms of who you're looking at to bring in, but not to disparage the signing of Austin Deculus, but it's not quite the move that we were anticipating that we wanted the Saints to get. But still in all, there's still a lot of time as well. And over the next 3 days, I think the Saints will take an opportunity to try out some people and bring some guys in here as we get ready for next week's action, as we kind of tune up to get ready to get it going. What's up, Lonnie? Shout out to Lonnie, man, listening via Instagram. Shout out to the gram, man, and you, bro. Appreciate you. But this is the thing that we kind of looking at too, man. Like I said, man, it's not quite what I was looking for. But in the end, I do like the fact it's an LSU player. I'm an LSU man, as you guys know. So to get another LSU player on the team is cool, but could have more of a veteran player to kind of help out in case of injury, or in case somebody might have a struggle a little bit. It's good to have that veteran influence. And like I just showed you guys on the free agent list, there are several, depending on how much you want to spend, that you can bring in to help you. Now, I think the Saints over the next 3 days, with a lot of these guys being off, the Saints will take that opportunity to try out a few people. I really do think that's what's going to happen, because it's the proper time to do that as you get ready for the upcoming season. Next week, we'll kind of get into the preparation to get ready for week one's activities against the Carolina Panthers. So it's going to be something else. But anyway, let's get into the article. The Saints made another practice squad change by signing former LSU offensive tackle Austin Deculus on Thursday. The 25-year-old was a 6th-round pick of the Texans back in 21. He stayed in Houston organization, shuffling between the active roster and practice squad until the Texans waived him during the 2023 season. He was claimed by the Jets, who later retained him during the past offseason as an exclusive rights free agent before parting ways this week. While LSU, he's 6'7", 325 pounds, was a 4-year starter at right tackle. And like I said, man, I remember Austin. And Austin is like you heard, he's a big guy. And he was he was solid. Nothing spectacular, but a big solid offensive tackle. So, the Saints bring him on the practice squad. We'll see what their role is for him. He has a little experience. That was kind of looking for something, but like I said, still a lot of time. And of course, they show you the practice squad. New Orleans also added Trenton Welch, who failed to make the Browns roster as an undrafted free agent out of Wyoming this preseason, and dropped tight end Mason Fairchild. This is something the Saints also reported on, getting this practice squad. Another practice squad tight end that the Saints decided to bring in here. And, I was like, we got enough tight ends. So what's the move on this one? But anyway, let's cover some of that as well. This is Mickey, announced today the club signed Trenton Welch to the practice squad, 6'4", 240, comes from the same school that Carl Granderson was at in Wyoming. Arrives in New Orleans after spending the 24 offseason with the Browns after signing as an undrafted free agent out of University of Wyoming. Following the 2024 draft, the Buffalo, Minnesota native appeared in 49 games with the Cowboys over 5 seasons, 2019-23, and recorded 17 catches for 874 yards and 9 touchdowns. In 2023, Welch caught 31 passes for 308 and 2 touchdowns, and earned PFF First Team All Mountain West honors and was named Third Team All American by Phil Steele. So a few positive things right there. I don't know if Trenton Welch will make an impact in the Saints, team at all, because they do have a few people there, and we'll go over the practice squad momentarily, but that's some of the moves the Saints have made. All right, so far. Let me kind of flash to the Saints right now. This is straight off the Saints website. A look at their physically on the, well, let me show y'all the injured list right here, reserve injury list. You see Justin Herron, Kendre Miller, Cameron Peterson, Kevin Rader, and Rajon Wright. And then you get to the physically unable to perform, or the pup list, as we call it, the puppy list. Passing Yo Ramczyk, Nephi Sewell. Then you go practice squad, Jonathan Abram, Ugo Amadi, Kevin Austin Jr., Millard Bradford, Austin Deculus is right there, Josiah Zarheem, Kyle Hergel, Kaliki Hudson, Michael Jacobson, Jacob Caboti, Nico Lalos, Shane Lemieux, Charlie Smith, the kicker, Equimius St. Brown, Isaiah Stahlberg, Kendall Vickers, and then Trenton Welch, the tight end from Wyoming. So you add him there along with he joins Michael Jacobson as the only tight end. So the Saints, if something happened with our tight ends, we do have guys we can bring in there. We know Jacobson is more blocker than catcher, but he did a few positive things in practice. And Trenton Welch is a guy that can also catch the ball. So we'll see if any of these guys have an impact on the team. Depends on where they are in the how our tight end room deals with the injuries, right? All right, let's move on, man. Let's hit this one right here. This is the next article. Saints waive Kene Nwangwu. I hope I said that right. I think I pronounced it pretty decently yesterday. Saints claim Nwangwu off the waivers from the Vikings on Wednesday, but head coach Dennis Allen told reporters, and we'll play that at Thursday's press conference, that Nwangwu failed his physical and he will be going back on the waiver wire as a result. Now, he was set to join as as a running back group led by Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams and Jordan Mims in reserve roles. They also have Kendre Miller designated for return from injury reserve, but he can't play in the first 4 games of the season. So the Saints will have to look elsewhere if they want more help in the backfield ahead of week 1. Any team can claim Nwangwu, but the nature of his departure from the Saints might make that unlikely if he's unable to pass a physical. And this was supposed to be something the Saints wanted to do to help out in a return game. They brought this guy in because he had returner capabilities, and unfortunately, he was not able to pass his physical. Now, with that being said, what then do the Saints do in terms of going back and trying to address and do something about the runner? Well, if people say, well, you got Jacob Caboti on the practice squad, that can be the result, but he's more of a north-south runner. I think the Saints are looking more apt as somebody to help them in the return game. The sad part about it is we have those other guys. James Robinson was a guy that the Saints did not bring back. James Robinson did not come back to the team, so he was a good running back for us. But the Saints will have to go and see if they could find somebody else. Now, who could possibly be? Now, it could be a running back. It could be somebody else. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who it could be. But what we can do is we can kind of look at, let me see if I can flash back to a few things, look at that free agency list I showed you guys. Now, this is the NFL free agents as they stand currently. Let me see if I can pull up the running back room. Yeah, these are some of the running backs that are free agents for that the Saints could look at or bring in. Now, this is not accounting for some of the undrafted guys. This is some of the more well-known free agents that we have. Boston Scott's up there. That's a former Saint player that they have. I don't know if they won't spend that much, but you have a free guys, Matt Beretta. There's Kareem Hunt. Jerick McKinnon is on that list. Marlon Mack, Lynn Bowden, Eno Benjamin. Remember, Eno Benjamin was actually pretty good for the Saints, and he got hurt. So we'll see what they do, but these are some of the names that's there. Then, of course, you can look at perhaps if it's not a running back in the running back room, it might be a wide receiver that they look at. These are also some of the names that are here. And we know Tim Patrick's gone, and there's a few names there. Jakeem Grant, Richie James, Keelan Dahl, some of these other guys here. Do the Saints, any of these names, Philip Dorsey or any of these other guys, are the Saints interested in possibly bringing in to take a look at, or possibly an undrafted guy? So, like I said, the next 3 days of activity for the Saints without having these players around, and they can focus on just bringing people in the building to take a look at, I think that'll probably be a good move for the Saints to do. Right. All right. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat, man. And I promise you, I'm going to go ahead on and get to them. Shout out to you guys. I see them all. Big ups to you, brother JT. Much love, man. Good to see you. What's up, Ross the Boss? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you vibing with the Johnsons. Avis, I see you, man. Appreciate y'all, family. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all. SJ, shout out to you, man. Good to see you in there as well. Big ups to everybody. B-Lo, I see you, fam. Much love. All right. So anyway, what's up, brother Byron? How you doing, sir? Much love. Appreciate you, bro. Country Rail, I see you, fam. I see you. How you doing, brother? All right. So let's keep it moving, man. If y'all got any questions, like I said, throw them in the chat, man, and I'll do my best to answer once I get finished hitting these topics up right quick. All right. Let's move to this one. Now, this is one right here that always reigns true. Former Saints linebacker. Y'all know I was very high on Monty Rice. Monty Rice, the Saints claimed him off for waiver wire. He was a 3rd-round draft pick with the Titans. They put him in the street. The Saints claimed him. He came to him. First year, he had to learn the system. This season, he was cutting up. Well, guess what? Guess who got him? Atlanta got him. Former Saints linebacker signed by division rival Atlanta. NFL Network reporter Mike Garafolo reports Thursday morning that the former New Orleans Saints linebacker Monty Rice is being signed by the Falcons. Rice, 25 years old, was released by the Saints on Tuesday. Garafolo reports that Atlanta will add Rice onto their practice squad initially. Rice was originally a 3rd-round choice back in 21's draft out of Tennessee, out of the University of Georgia. He played first 3 seasons with the Titans. Over that span, he accumulated 128 total tackles, including 6 for a loss in 35 games. And he had 10 starts. He was waived last season, where he was picked up by the Saints for the practice squad and finished the year. Rice was a part of a close and hotly contested competition at linebacker for the Saints this summer. In preseason opener against Arizona, Rice led all defenders with 7 tackles, add more stops in the finale against Tennessee. Despite Rice's play, the Saints elected to keep DeMario, Willie Gay, Pete Werner, Anthony Orji, and DeMarco Jackson. Now, you can look at the DeMarco Jackson signing and say, man, what was the point? Did in your minds, just asking the fam, yay or nay, in your opinion, and watching preseason and watching these games and practices, did you think that Monty Rice outplayed DeMarco Jackson for the linebacker position? Yay or nay? What do you guys think? What did you see from your eyes? Put it in the chat. Let me know. All right. Rice will be joining former Saints David Onyemata, Caden Ellis, Kentavia Street on the Atlanta defenders. Falcons will host the Saints in Week 4 matchup September the 29th. They'll have a rematch against each other in week 10, November the 10th in New Orleans. So it's week 10, November the 10th in New Orleans. The Saints and Falcons have one of the most bitter rivalries in the NFL. Their all-time series is tied at 55 wins each. So this is a big year where, historically speaking, we could take the series, even though we've been mopping up Atlanta over the last several years. The series is tied at 55 wins apiece. With a sweeping of Atlanta, we can historically take that edge, right? That'll be sweet, even sweeter. New Orleans has won 10. Listen to this. 10 of the last 13 meetings. It's been ridiculous. We've mopped this, guys. We mopped them up. We've mopped them up. We've won 10. Remember that when they start talking all that smiggity smack, tell them, hey, man, did you not know that we mopped you guys up 10 of the last 13 games? That's domination. All right. And it's 25-11 against Atlanta since 2006 when Sean Payton stepped in the door. So Sean Payton has been blasting the feathers off Atlanta for years. And when Dennis Allen's basically took over the team, it's kind of we split with him last year. But, you know, historically speaking, since 2006, the Saints are 25-11 and are 10 of 13, 10 of the last 13 wins. Just smacking the Falcons around, just knocking all of the dusty dead feathers off the Falcons, you know. With the additions of Monty Rice, there will be another face familiar with both sides in the heated rivalry. The teams split their season series last year. The Saints finished the season 9-8, tied for the NFC South. Atlanta finished 7-10. Their sixth consecutive losing season and third straight with double-digit losses. Let me say that again because it feels so good to say that, right? The dusty dead feathers of the Falcons. Saints have mopped them up 10 of the last 13 games, okay? Let's just get that straight. We're 25-11 against them since 2006, right? And I just love saying this stuff. That Atlanta finished with their sixth. The Falcons have had their sixth consecutive losing season and third straight with double-digit losses. One more time, because it feels. I just want to let everybody know how bad it's been. But even though it's been and that's why I would be saying, you know, when I just be joking with my dog Lou, but I asked him, I said, listen, bro, you're rising up from the ashes. No, Q wasn't riding, but no, what do you tell? He said, that's something you had. We ain't riding from the ashes. And when I'm saying that, I'm thinking of all of this stuff that I just told you, because it's hard to ignore it, because sometimes you're in your world, right? You're up in your world. You just a black and gold person. You're all about the black and gold business. You know, you're not worrying about how bad Atlanta's been or any other team's been, right? Until you start really breaking the numbers down. And then you like, oh my goodness, we've been mopping this team up. You hear me? 25-11 since 2006. Since 2006, the Saints are 25-11. There are 10. They've won 10 of the last 13 games. 10 of the last 13 games against the Falcons. The Falcons are on their sixth consecutive losing season. 6 straight losing years the Falcons are currently under. I didn't realize it was that bad because I'm about the black and gold business. But when you start mashing black and gold business against red and black business, this is what you get. These are the numbers you get. 6 straight years of fumbling, boobish, loose feather talk. You know, they need a podcast called Loose Feather Talk. You need a podcast called Loose Feather Talk.
He ain't lying.
On today's episode of Loose Feather Talk, and I'm gonna listen for my Falcon Nation out there. I'm gonna give y'all a podcast idea. The new podcast will be called Loose Feather Talk. And this is how it'll sound when you first get it. They'll start the podcast depressed. The guy will be sad looking because ain't nothing really good to talk about. And then he will say, "Oh no, the Falcons." And he will sound pretty wussy when he gets up there and he'll talk. It won't be strong. Oh, the Falcons. Oh, we have to win. It's 6 straight consecutive losing season. And third straight season of double-digit losses. Oh my God. We got to do something. We got to win. That's how they'll sound. That's loose feather talk. We lost 10 out of 13 games against the Saints. Oh my. It'll be like that. That's loose feather talk. And I will laugh at it for like 5-10 minutes before I cut it the hell off because it'll depress me. But if I'm a black and gold man, I'm actually enjoying this. I'm enjoying the hell out of it, to be honest with you. Loose feather talk. Let me say this again for the Falcon family members in the back, because they don't want you to say this anymore. But we are loving this. The Saints, since 2006, are 25-11. 25-11. They've won 10 of the last 13 games, right? Of the last 13, they've won 10. That's domination. And the Falcons have lost 6 straight years, consecutive 6 straight losing ass years. And 3 of the 6 were years in which they had double-digit losses. Is it a wonder why they came to you and said, "Oh my goodness, we have to do something about this"? What are the Saints doing that is so, I don't know, let's go over there. And then Count Blankula, stopped biting people, and he stayed sane enough to be able to go and coerce some people to come over there. And then the rest is history. So, hey man, shout out to the Falcons. You need all the help you can get. So, I ain't mad at you. All right. So anyway, let's keep it pushing, man. Leave the Falcon people alone. All right. The New Orleans Saints attempted to claim high upside player on waiver wire. This is from the Sport News. And this is something right here that came across the desk. The Saints added a high upside player on the waiver wire after final cuts of week 1. And it sounds like Dennis Allen Company attempted to add another one too. According to Phil Yates, the Saints of ESPN, the Saints were one of 4 teams to submit a waiver claim on cornerback Shamar Bartholomew, who had the most claims submitted of any player on the wire after league-wide final cuts. It says Bartholomew, though, wound up going elsewhere in the NFC South to the Carolina Panthers, the owners of the top spot in the waiver wire order. A rookie, the Jets exposed the former Georgia Southern standout to waivers while adding other positions, and Panthers made him one of their 6 waiver wire claims. As for the Saints, based on the makeup of the 53-man roster, it seemed obvious the staff might attempt to add another cornerback. Even so, the room's depth is impressive. Reports even said they were in danger of losing another breakout cornerback if they had exposed him to the waiver claim. They talking about Rico Payton. Saints try to claim this guy, and Carolina got him instead. Should the Saints still want another some more secondary help after missing out on Bartholomew, they could still look to free agency now that all of the unclaimed players have joined the open market. That trade block might present something too, especially as more rosters churn continues across the league. A little something I wanted to kind of drop on you guys about the Saints. We're looking at it, and like the rumors were, they were trying to, they were thinking about putting Rico Payton in the street if they had got this kid, which, that's what Dennis Allen wanted to do. Speaking of Dennis Allen, we got him tuned up next. We're going to be listening to old Possum Puss and hear what he had to say about practice today. But before we get to him, man, let's go ahead and hit some of the chat. The family members in the chat, big ups to the fam. All right, KT, what's popping? KT says, Q, Falcons equals fans always left counting on next season. See, I didn't know it was that bad. 6 straight losing years, and 3 of the 6 were double-digit loss years. That is pretty bad, man. I feel bad for the Falcons. Not really. Not really. Not really. Yeah, that makes me happy, man. That makes me laugh diabolically when I see that when we beating the hell out of them people. We 10 of the last 13. I don't think the people be realizing how bad it is, man. Mick Swagger said everybody picked the Falcons to win the division. I'll believe it when I see it, man. Throw some of them stats at the ass when you see 10 of the last 13, man. All right, B-Lo says my little brother's an ATL fan, and I love letting him know that they suck. We're gonna whip them again, but they're confident over there. Yeah, they got that. That's always the case. That's always the case when we get there. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Kelvin? Shout out to you, man. Good to see you, man. Big ups to you. All right, Slim South says loose feather. He got a ring to it, don't it? They ain't gonna like that. Loose feather talk. Why the feathers are loose? That's the first question they ask. Well, hold on, man. That's an interesting concept. Why are the feathers loose? The feathers loose is because we've been smacking them with the broom. We taking the broom and smacking the piss out of them with it. All right, that's why they got feathers. So you can look at it, he all beat up. He got feathers missing, feathers everywhere. Feathers here, feathers there, feathers smacking them around. 10 of the last 13 games. That just tickled me, man. All right, Cartel, man. Shout out every time we put the trash out. Here come the Falcons going digging through our trash cans. I ain't gonna disrespect or disparage Monty Rice. Monty Rice is a good player, man. Jack says, did we waste our waiver wire prior to do that failed this physical? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't that was kind of rough. But the good news is we still have time. B-Lo says, I'm out. He says, all right, appreciate you, B-Lo. Much love. So Visionary says, is Kene Nwangwu not signing? I heard, we just covered that. Yeah, indeed. All right, what's happening, Brent? Yes. Soar Tail Feathers podcast. Indeed, man. Indeed. IKT says, Q, have you noticed how fire our undrafted free agents have been recently? Shaheed, Orgy, Tipton, Hawker. Yes, I have, man. Big part of it. If the Saints can do that, man, they can keep on finding some of these guys. We'll be all right, man. And yes, indeed. That's why I was saying we could have held on some of that money that we paid. What's his name? Pete Werner. We could have held on to that because you never know how it would turn out. All right, big ups to you. Okay, I see you. What's up, Danny? Shout out to my guy, Danicus. Big ups to you, man. Appreciate you being in the stream as well. Colorado, big ups to you, fam. Appreciate you as well. All right, fam. Let's get ready to listen to old Possum Puss, man. Let's let the Three Stooges introduce Dennis Allen. Here we go, fam.
Now go on. You take care of the cake. You Possum Puss, get that punch out there. You'll get one from me. Go on.
For the next 3 days, we'll be back in here on Monday, get a little bit of bonus work on Carolina. So that's where we're at.
Did you see Jordan Mims out there?
Yeah, it was just part of roster management stuff, with a couple of moves. So, but he's on the team, still with us. He'll be here on Monday.
Does that mean everybody's a practice squad?
No, he's on the roster. Yeah.
Yeah, you added somebody on the defensive tackle. Is there another spot or two that you'd like to maybe add a little more depth at?
Listen, I feel pretty good about where we're at on the roster. So I don't know that there's a particular spot where, where we're necessarily looking that, oh man, we got to do something here. And yet over the course of the first part of the season, there's a lot of roster moves that still take place. So we're certainly going to be keeping an eye on who becomes available. And if somebody becomes available for whatever reason, and we feel like we can add somebody that helps our team, we'll do that. I mean, and that's that way every year. There's always things that are happening, and you're always looking for ways that you can maybe improve the roster. But the reality is that when you get to this point, there's not a lot of options that become available. There's a few moves that kind of take place, but for the most part, this is who we're going to battle with.
Tyrann Mathieu, even though like the other safety spots in a competition throughout camp, how much does he allow you? How much he's concerned is at that general position when you have a guy like that?
Well, let me answer it like this. Okay, I think Tyrann Mathieu's been an incredible player in our league, an incredible player for us. All players have, strengths and weaknesses and all those things. But here's what this guy does for me and for us is I know exactly what I'm getting with Tyrann Mathieu. Every time he walks in the building, every time he walks onto the practice field, every time he walks onto the game field, I know exactly what I'm getting. He's as much of a consistent player as I've seen. And so I think anytime you have that type of consistency and the coach knows exactly what he's getting, then I think it makes it so much easier to game plan and put guys in position to do the things that they do really well and try to minimize, when you're putting them in a disadvantageous position. So he is the consummate professional, and man, as a coach, you appreciate that. Go ahead. You guys are ready to get out for a few days? Nobody wants to ask a question. I like that.
Can you clarify more on the Jordan Metz thing? Did you release him?
Well, as you go through a trade and a claim, and there's got to be some roster flexibility and roster moves potentially having to be made. So
he got released.
He has not been released. He's on the roster.
Okay.
There's timing issues that go along with all these things in terms of when the report has to happen, when you turn in different things. So we didn't have to make any sort of roster move with him.
The returner you playing for Minnesota, he wasn't here. Is he travel issue?
He'll be waived with the failed physical designation.
Yeah.
I don't know when that comes out. So
Proceed. How have you seen him in relation to this conflict right now?
much improved. I think he's much stronger in his lower body. He's more stout. And so I think I've seen an improved run player. From a pass rush standpoint, I think he's kind of refining some of his techniques. So I see an improved player, and in particular in the run game.
Just because we were talking about Tyrann, I was wondering something I thought you might be able to shed light on, and this is a little bit from the perspective of how I covered him at LSU. He used to have a propensity to cause a lot of mayhem in offensive backfields just through instincts, decision making, whatever it was. And I don't, since he got to the NFL, I haven't seen that as much from him. And I asked him about it, and he wasn't sure why. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Look, I think he makes a lot of plays for us. He's always getting us in the right spots, in the right positions, and in the right coverages. He does his job. I don't know. It depends on what you're asking him to do. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say that we kind of run him into the backfield a lot, which kind of makes that a little bit more difficult to do. So we don't really ask him to do that very often. So that's probably the reason why you don't see it, nearly as much. And I couldn't tell you. I mean, I couldn't go back and say what he was doing like early on in his career or whatever. But I see him still making a ton of the same plays that I saw him make when he was at LSU. So I guess I don't really have that answer either.
Oh, what do you have, brother? I don't have that answer either. What do you know, man? Oh my goodness, man. All right, let's move it along, man. Shout out to the fam. My goodness. All right, let's go to the poll, man. I put a poll up early in the chat, man. It says, how do you feel about the Saints, about the team's moves right now? The Saints team moves right now. The options were great, good, mediocre, and not confident. Those are the 4 options currently. Right now, the leader, the Who Dat Nation, the Great Saint Think Tank, is saying 42% of the family members have voted that they believe the moves the teams are making right now are mediocre. And the second leader, the second place person, is good with 39. So a lot of people saying we're good. Some people saying, so right now the mediocre team is leading. The good team, 42% to 39%. 12% says great, and 7% are not confident. So we polled, and that's well over 100 people. If you haven't voted on that poll, please feel free to get your vote in, man, and get it going. We got a vote. We got a request. I'd like to hear it go.
Call me Santa friend, but I'm the cleanup man.
He'll sweep your girlfriend off her feet. The reason I know so much about him is because he's moved up an old girl of mine.
Swept her right off her feet and into the jag.
Oh my God. All right. Big ups to y'all, man. Big ups to y'all. Appreciate it. We got to clean it up. We got to, Dennis Allen has to clean it up, man. You got to clean it up. Got to clean it up. All right. So big up to you. Ava says, Q, you should cue the Three Stooges theme music before playing DA, aka Possum Puss, Car, or Mickey video. Okay. Oh my goodness, man. All right. What's up, Crusher? How you doing, sir? Soul Vision History says, only thing I worry about is DA getting too involved in the offense. I don't think you need to worry about that, man. I think we'll be fine with Dennis Allen in terms of him not getting in the way of the offense. Just to be honest with you, I think we have to worry about him meddling. That's one thing you can say about Dennis Allen. He's not a meddler. You know, he's not a meddler. So we don't have to worry about him meddling in the offense and telling Clint Kubiak or those guys what to do and all that kind of stuff. I don't think he meddles. I think he just leads them along. And if, you know, he periodically asks them, hey, man, y'all all right? Y'all need me to pick up anybody for y'all or, you know, whatever. But outside of that, I don't think he gets involved because that's not his MO. You know, he's not a meddler. He's not a meddling coach. And that's a good thing. All right, Cameron says Chris Myers and Mark Sherlard. Mark Sherlard is our game. Oh, you saying they're calling the game in week 1. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Big ups to Fab. Y'all crazy, man. All right. All right. Who that daddy says the round peg does not go in the round hole, Dennis. Does he don't even present himself as a head coach, no enthusiasm or nothing while talking. It's not his strong suit. We know that, fam. The man is not really, you know, he's not really good at that. We know that. And it's just what it is currently, bro. Right? It's just Dennis Allen is this is the part of the season, man. Like in the off season, it was a lot of jubilation, you know, because it was the new people are coming in. You got all these other guys, and has he done a decent job during the preseason up to this point since the off season, the new season turned, and they've been making some moves, bringing some people in. He's been talking the talk. Just to reiterate the positive that I've seen from Dennis Allen so far this off season is he has been talking the talk. He has been talking accountability. He has been talking attention to detail. You know, he brung in a more respectable coaching staff, offensively speaking. He has added talent to the defense to make them even stronger. He had a pretty decent draft, right? We could have added some more veterans from an offensive line standpoint. You still could do that. So that's not out of the window. As a matter of fact, I think the Saints going to have several players that come and try out over the next 3 days, rather, to figure out what's going on. So just to reiterate the promising things that we have seen from Dennis Allen, and those are the things that's positive. He has been talking the talk. We can't take that away from him. And even though we know Dennis Allen is not going to get fired if he loses the game against Carolina or even the next game, this is a long journey. It's going to be a long season. And the Saints are very capable. They have talent all over the place. They brought in an offensive staff that are everything I just mentioned. They're accountable, detail-centered people. They're serious. They understand the great gravity of the situation that they currently are underneath, meaning that they have to produce or die. Die means to get fired, if you do not, because a lot is counting on the Saints offense to be not only to be progressive in terms of move the ball, to help the defense rest and keep everything balanced, but they also have to score touchdowns. They have to be competitive. And that is something that we'll see what happens. So he did make the moves. It might be a year late, but he still made the moves. And let's see now that he's been talking the talk, they brought in some talent to help. Can they walk the walk? That's the question. Because we heard all the talk, and now you must make the actions meet the words. That's what we're talking about now. And up to that point, I have to give him credit. Like I said, I ain't going to be lamb-based in Dennis Allen. Like I told y'all guys, like when I seen him talking, like my stance is that we've been, over the last couple of years since he's gotten here, we've been consistently saying the same thing over and over again about accountability and attention to detail. He was not talking like this in year 1 or year 2. He was not talking like this. And we were saying it, and then we megaphoned it to the point where they started saying it, and he even went as far as to start letting his defensive coordinator call the plays, something I was adamant about the whole damn time. Like, you want to be a head coach, let the guy that you like and respect in Joe Woods, who's been a defensive coordinator before, let him call the plays. And you are the superintendent, you're the supervisor, you're the overseer of the team. So that way you can watch all of the action from the offense, the defense, and special teams. Let your guys that you bring in do their jobs. If you got a defensive coordinator, let him call the plays. And sit back, just try it. And if you feel like the defense is not progressing, you can go in there and say, you know what, I'm going to be calling the plays from now on in, but at least you tried it. That takes off a lot of stress and pressure off of him because, let the guys that you trust do it. And he did that in the last preseason game. So everything that we've suggested over a matter of years, these people are doing it in 1 year. The last year when he's obviously under the gun. So that's why I was like, man, we got them right where we want them to be, talking the way we want them to talk. Let's see how they do. Let's see how they do. All we need to do is run a damn ball. We'll see if they can do that. All right. So big ups to you guys. Appreciate you. What's up, Rudy? I see you, fam. Protect safes. What's up, Brent? How you doing, sir? All right. Yes. KT says, Q, you missed it last week, and Slick Mickey and Rev Saint did it. They did karaoke last weekend, and they sung Happy Feelings by Maze. All right. Oh, that would be hilarious, man. That would be hilarious. A whole album of Mickey Loomis and Reverend Saint doing songs that you love to hear. That would be crazy. All right. So Visionary says Joe Woods calling plays on D during season or DA. Is Joe Woods calling plays on D? I think then he tested it in the last preseason game, but Joe Woods did a good job. He was called. He had the second and third stringers out there, and he did a pretty good job. I'm gonna just be honest with you. He did a good job. And Joe Woods is a smart dude, man. I would let him do it for the first several games just to see how he does. And if the defense doesn't look that way, then I would assume control and start calling plays again. But at least try it. Try it, because that's the one less stress that Dennis Allen has to worry about. Let the defense be in the hands of the guy that you picked to be the D coordinator. But starting the game, there's no information saying that he's going to continue that. Now, if you force me to bet, more than likely, I'll say Dennis Allen calls the plays in week 1. But we'll see how it all goes, man. I really hope he lets Joe Woods do it just to do it. Because really, he needs to focus and just be a head coach. Don't call no plays. Just watch your team. Look how he looked in the last preseason game. Like, he was moving around, talking to people. He wasn't, invested in the defense, because that takes, his attention, his energy to be calling plays and talking to people and all this kind of stuff. If a guy misses the tackle, he's locked in with the defense, not so much with the offense. When the offense out there, he might be watching them, but they might be talking about what plays they got to do next. No, just let your people do it and just be a head coach. Just try it. If you don't work out, you might not ever get the chance to do it again, to be honest with you. All right. Yes, indeed. All right, Rudy, what's up, fam? Says Q. I recall, isn't there a saying says, how does it go? Oh, yeah. Action speaks louder than words. Indeed. Shout out to you, Rudy. All right. KT says, Q, my bad. Reverend Saint and Slick Mickey did. Staying alive. On karaoke, Slick Mickey just corrected me. Oh, okay. All right. Tell Slick Mickey to get that Kamara deal done. You tell him that, brother. Jack says we can't talk after last year, so we just need to chill and see what's on the field. Yeah, we need to. Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right. What's up, Ultimate Streams? How you doing, fam? Appreciate you. Yeah, happy feelings in the air. Yes, love. How about that? Mickey and Reverend Saint singing happy feelings. That's crazy. All right. Happy people everywhere. Yes, indeed. Byron says plucking the dirty birds in cage next stink. He says next stink in the nest. Stinking Falcons get tired of beating our team. Yeah, 10 and 13 the last 10 out of the last 13 games, man. That is really ridiculous. All right, is it possible? What's up, our team, Dogo? How you doing, fam? Says, is it possible to not let DA or DC do interviews for the year? Not possible. You're going to see this man after every game. You're going to see him talking that after every game, man. So, I mean, he like I say, he's not the best of communicators. He just really not. He doesn't really inspire confidence. And when you really see him lit is when they win a game, then you see his feathers come out, and he gets really cocky. We've seen Dennis Allen with his peacock feathers. He's strutting like a peacock out there when they get a W. Like the time when Derek Carr had to win, and he was like, how about number 4? Y'all remember that? Put one in the chat if y'all remember that. But, it is what it is, man. I think I could tolerate Dennis Allen as long as the Saints are winning. That's my stance, man. As long as we're winning, I can tolerate Dennis Allen. Soul Vision History said, I think if DA can step back and let Woods and Kubiak call plays, I think we actually might be good. If he steps in only DC, can we survive that? Yes, indeed. I don't think he's not a meddler. So if that's what you're counting on, I think we'll be all right. RG, how you doing, fam? Appreciate you. All right, will AK and Cam bring Loomis and DA for some rap recordings? Don't count on it, brother. I don't know. Mickey would be rapping like Run DMC or somebody. My name is Slick Mick, and I'm in the house. No, you don't want that. No, absolutely. Mad Drummer says, "Where's the Kamara deal so far, brother?" Q. That's what we're looking for. Hopefully, that's something that can happen. Like I said in early on, I was like, man, I think that it'll happen somewhere between preseason and into the regular season. Hopefully it's in the, between now and before the start of the, when we get going, hopefully they can get that going right now. Cause we haven't heard much from Mickey Loomis right now. Perhaps Mickey Loomis is trying to finalize a deal with AK-41. Maybe we can get that done. We need to get that deal done and then focus on, Paulson Adebo getting his deal done. Stuff like that. All right. All right, Jack says Dennis Allen gonna be singing and singing mind playing tricks on me. All right, yeah. All right, yeah, Slick Mick, yeah, Slick Mickey, yeah. Oh yeah, Slick Mick. I'm in this place, Slick Mickey. I'm in the house. No, y'all don't want Slick Mickey. All right, Bullet Family Travel Vlog. All we're gonna hear after every game is well, look. Yes, indeed, that's his favorite words. Byron says Dirty Bird fans should make shirts say he says we Sox, they can't handle the black gold age because they suck. Okay. Every time the Saints keep whooping, it bust the Falcons back on it. On the back shirt, on the back of the shirt, bust Falcons on the back. Okay, I get you. Thank you, bro. All right, Soul Vision says, he on the mic because you hear the gum. Yeah, that was disgusting, man, hearing him chew that gum like that. That was awful. But listen, fam. Yeah, it'll be interesting moving forward, man, looking at it. But listen, all I can say at the end of the day is that I do think that the Saints are going to have success this year. How much success they're going to have, I think they'll be a team that can win 10 and 11 games. If people say, man, Q, how they going to win 10 and 11 games, bro? How they going to do that? We got Dennis Allen as a coach. Well, the thing is, your offense just needs to score a certain amount of points. Now, can they do that? And the question is, they have a lot of talent and they can do that. We are not dealing with juggernauts in the NFC South. And I did hear what Jim Mora said. Jim Mora don't even consider the Saints a top 7 team, or if that. I think his take on it is like the Saints are a top 7 or 8 team. They're on the cusp. I'm like, man, what, and see, the thing is, the talent, the scheme is there. The scheme is there. The players are there. The problem with the Who-Dats not thinking the Saints can win 10 games in the NFC South is because of the man on the screen. That is obvious what the answer is. Before you even get to the players, there is very little confidence that Dennis Allen could win 10 games. The problem is he never won more than he won last year in a single game. He had 9 wins. That was a career year for Dennis Allen. In all of his coaching career, he never had a winning season. And it really wasn't a winning season because when you're a older team like the Saints and you win 9 games and you don't make the playoffs, we don't consider that a win, man. That's not a win. If you win in 9 games and not making it into the playoffs in a sorry division, that's not a win. I mean, for him it is. But just like he won 9 games last year, can he win 10 or 11 this year, 2 more, and you have a better offensive scheme there? It's very possible. But what is suppressing the energy and oppressing the energy of expectation among the diehards is Dennis Allen, man. And it's not because people, it's the obvious stuff about Dennis Allen over the last couple of years that you've seen. I mean, the way how he handles stuff during the season is, listen, and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get on up out of here. Dennis Allen. Yeah, that's right, Crusher. That's right. Oh, it is. Yeah. Yes. All right. But yeah, man, all I could tell y'all, man, is that it's the whole Dennis Allen thing. We talk about it here. Now, this is the thing. The off season and the in season, obviously they're different, right? The energy's different, right? And I've said this before, and it's almost like it's 2 different coaches, because during the off season, Dennis Allen's a different person because the games don't matter, right? The pressure don't get really heightened until the off season. The on season pops on, the regular season starts. Then the pressure goes up probably doubly or triply because of the pressure to win these games in a competitive league. Where the Saints, and this is just something that I've personally seen, and you guys probably can agree with me or disagree, it's the fact that the Saints don't handle adjusting well in the on season. They don't handle it well. Like when you see teams like Philadelphia and these other squads, when stuff started happening, they're hitting the waiver wire. They're trying to find people to help them. They're trying to sign people. If guys get hurt, they're out there trying to make trades, bring guys on the team to keep the team moving along. The Saints don't operate that way. Mickey Loomis told you last year or the year before, whenever he said it, he don't do in-season evaluations. You need to do that with your team to win. And if he's not doing that, that's one less thing or one less person with power. The most, during the season, that is, the person with the most applied power to the team itself during the season is Mickey Loomis. Because if he's not doing his job, and that's his job to do in-season evaluations, that's why I was advocating for him to be torn away from the general manager position and let him just be a VP. If he won't smash his ass for a check, just be the VP, let somebody else do the general manager, because we need our general manager to be hands-on during the season. When the season is working, we need you in there evaluating talent, looking at players, making sure you check with the coaches to make sure everything all right, making sure there is no wrinkles or issues with players and coaches that can poison your team. This dude goes in there and he shuts the door. And we know this, and I knew it because I was like, man, nobody ain't really talking like, Mickey's all that. Even the reporter, one of the reporters, I think it was Cat Terrell, said that, when he spoke to the team last year at the end of the season, she asked him the question, what was said to the players by him last year. And he didn't want to tell her what he said, but he just kind of leaked out a few little giblets about not making it comfortable for him next year and all this stuff. And she also said, well, asking them, well, you don't usually talk to the players. What did you say to them? Well, I was just letting them know, they won't be comfortable. You guys won't be comfortable. I'm just letting you know. I know. I'm the only one that's going to be smashing my ass on a magic pillow. The rest of you guys out here, oh my God, you guys are going to feel it. You're going to feel the pain. It won't be comfortable. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, what are you talking about, dude? You're the problem. You want to talk to the team at the end of the season when it don't effing matter. Where was your great McCarthyist type speech during the season when the Saints were struggling to win games, when they wasn't doing nothing in the red zone, when they had a couple of losing streaks going on, when they lost to the Vikings without a starting quarterback, without their top wide receiver, went to the off week, came back, lost to the Atlanta Falcons, when they lost to the Rams? Where were you at talking to him then? He was not present. But didn't have the nerve to talk to them people when the season over with and there are no more games to be played. Tell me that's not something wrong with that. That's the point. That's not an active general manager hands-on approach. That's a sorry, sloppy, comfortable general manager who wants to then put pressure on the players when he's the problem. You have to be active and move and do things during the season. That approach has to change. Dennis Allen also, if he has issues with players during the year, and they will pop up, they always do, he has to handle them better. He has to handle them, and you can't be doing backstabby off-code shit. Now, like I said, Dennis Allen was talking about accountability and attention to detail. That's on-code behavior. That's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be on code. You're supposed to be handling the business. You got to be about the golden rule, do unto others if you have them to do unto you, not the other gold rule, which is he who has the gold makes the rules. That's the Rockefeller rule. The Rockefeller rule is he who has the gold makes the rules. No. Yeah, but listen, man, all I'm saying is you got to do it right, man. You got to do the right stuff. You can't be backstabbing people. You got to, when you see stuff happening, you got to be on it. That's happening negatively, you got to be on it. If guys are false starting, you got to discipline them. If guys keep false starting, you got to bench them. If guys are out there dropping passes and not doing what they're supposed to do, fumbling of the ball, missing tackles multiple times, you have to bench them. Maybe they didn't come to play. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe something on their minds. You can't, one person, if they're struggling bad, they have to be pulled. You don't want that person sinking the team. So you have to be proactive. That's something I haven't seen him do. His approach is to sit back and just let it happen. And then, we'll talk about it and deal with it, but doesn't really make any changes. That's what happened over the last 2 years. Now, His approach is changing. I think he'll do some of the same stuff that he did last year? No, I don't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he understands that he's under the gun this year. So a lot of the efforts that we've seen Dennis Allen, the stuff that he didn't do last year, he will do this year. I don't think he'll meddle in the offense. I do think he'll pay attention more, a lot of this stuff, and he will be more invested in trying to do certain things to move around. I do think he'll do more. Will it be enough? I think we'll do all right. We'll do enough to win some games, because I don't think we have that, like all this stuff about these other teams. I don't think they have, in the NFC alone, we don't have no juggernauts here as we're going to be beating down people. Detroit's there. Yeah, like Detroit's there. Dallas could be there. Who knows? But I don't see any team. Green Bay is a young team. Where are the juggernauts at? There are no juggernauts in the NFC. There is no juggernauts. Philly. Philly might be something. But, are they a juggernaut? No, there are no juggernauts in the NFC. Think about it. It could be very well your job. It could be your NFC this year. It could be, but like I said, Dennis Allen, his whole presence and what he's been over the last 3 years have poured water over this team. And even the commentators are saying that they think the Saints finished last. Rich Eisen said the Saints finished last in the NFC South. I'm like, how? How they finished last with Carolina and Tampa? How? Because they don't have zero faith. He have Dennis Allen on the show. Sit up there talking to him and say, oh, nah, man, this team going to finish last. It's just, they have to prove a lot of people wrong. I still think the Saints have the talent to win 10, 11 games if, I've been saying if they run the ball, keep the miscues down, and operate the play action off the back of the run. The defense will be fine. I think they need to upgrade the punter situation. Obviously, he doesn't feel that way. He's going to go into the season with another rookie-ass punter. That's on him. All these decisions are on him if they work or not. I've been saying, man, you need to find a better punter. The punter is important because the punter can lock them guys inside that 5-10 yard line with the defense firing off with that offense, with their shoulders pent up against that end zone there. We can make something pop there. That turns into short fields, and that's a big help for an offense that's trying to establish itself. If you can consistently help the offense, if you can get them short fields, that's a big win. But to go into another year with another rookie punter, I wouldn't do that, Dennis Allen. You need to find a punter, man. Get your ass out there and go find somebody to punt the ball, not named Matt Hayball. Another rookie Australian punter. We didn't learn our lesson from this other guy, and I'm not saying Hayball would be like this other guy. He probably would punt it a little bit better, but we don't need to fool around with this stuff, the special team stuff, man. We need to get this solved right now. So, but outside of that, man, I do think the Saints run. They need to go and get them an offensive tackle, a veteran that can be a backup. And if guys get hurt or struggle, we have that other guy we can place there. I do think the Saints could benefit by getting another return man, whether it's a running back or a wide receiver. We need to find another special teams guy to help us. Hell, it could be a cornerback or a safety. We need to find somebody that can help us in the return game. That was something that he should have been focusing on during the preseason. I was saying it the whole time, fam. I was like, where the kick return and punt return do that? Where is he at? I got concerns about the return man. Now we looking after the preseason over with. But it's a part of the game, bro. You can't expect them to learn like these guys. Some guys see further than others, man. That's how it really goes. So, like I said, I do still think the Saints aren't perfect, but I still say in the wide open NFC South with a lot of teams with problems that's still trying to learn to win, and the NFC that doesn't have a clear juggernaut in it, I think the Saints have a better chance than like a lot of teams out of the South. We just have to do what we got to do, and we'll see what San Francisco's a team. San Francisco might be something. That might be your best team right there. They've been dealing with some problems, contract issues, stuff like that. San Fran could be a problem. That's probably the closest that you got to a juggernaut. But then the Saints borrowed the offensive philosophy. So how much more does that really make San Francisco a juggernaut? If the Saints could look at them and they practicing against them and they can watch what they're doing, and usually when the Saints and the 49ers play, it's pretty good football anyway. But now that the Saints are borrowing the philosophy of the 49ers. The defense knows, pieces of that offense that they're using. How much of that will help the Saints kind of, for lack of better words, kind of get closer in terms of playing them? That's a big difference right there. You know what I mean, fam? That's just something to think about. San Francisco, good call on that, KT. But how much of what the Saints are using helps them kind of cut the line with San Fran, man? We'll have to watch. All right. Thank you, Artesian Dogo, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, we got an On Q with Big Q show I'll be doing this weekend, fam. I'll put the advertisement up. I'm going to cover some stuff going on. In the internet, On Q with Big Q, I talk about some political stuff. I talk about some entertainment stuff that ties into it. But I got a unique perspective because I kind of look at it at a level above the stuff, because all of the political stuff is just, it's nonsense to a great degree. But when it's just a view that you look at it. And then if you use like the world politics and you apply history and recent history of what's going on, it makes sense. Like, because we be looking at it from the view of where we are over here. We don't see what's going on there. Because usually how they set it up is they'll do something over there that's outside of your box you're not paying attention to because so much is going on in front of your face. They'll do something over there you're not paying attention to, and that something over there and something over there, those things happen, come together, and then they make the incident that's in front of your face, where it came from. But when you understand where it came from, because they keep doing the same thing over and over again, then you can put the pieces together to understand and not be tricked by it, because that's all this is. It's a trick. I've often said that, if you voting for evil, you deserve everything you get. And I don't know where at in anybody's spiritual book that it ever told you to vote for anything evil, whether it was lesser or greater. You ain't supposed to be doing that. We don't vote for evil people. We don't do that. That's called a curse. You are cursing your ass if you do that. We don't screw. I don't mess with evil people. I'm gonna keep it. If I find out you dirty, you get cut off and shunned. I don't live like that. That's just how it is, man. You keep cursed, because them evil people are cursed people, fam. You keep them people away from your fam. We don't get invested in none of that. So they can keep that nonsense for real. But that's some of the stuff I talk about. So if y'all interested in that, man, I got shows up there already. Patreon, I'll be doing a new show. Patreon.com/the PRO Media Network. You have to be a Patreon family member to listen to some of those shows, because some of that stuff I was saying was getting blocked over here, man. So I had to put it up over there. Serious shit. All right. So anyway, big ups to y'all. Lewis says, DA and DC just bring a denizens that can't be overcome because there's a ceiling. All right. Jack says, I don't think Mickey's controlling things, but Mickey is the boss. So if he picked a player high, then he ain't going to cut him loose. I agree with this, Jack. We've seen this before. This is happening right now. All right. Soul Visionary says Presley Harvin, the third punter found. Yeah, I've been saying it, bro. I think he's still available too. All right. Tuck said, I guess Dennis Allen's the dean of the NFC South coaches. You got Canellis. You got the guy from Tampa Bay who's been there. He got some success, and he's, I would probably have to say he probably is the better of the coaches, because Atlanta just got their coach. Canellis just got there with Carolina. And then you have the coach of Tampa Bay, Coach Bowles. He's probably the best coach in the NFC South because of what he was able to do with Tampa Bay. He a laid back dude, and his players love him. He's not a hardcore guy. He's laid back. He's cool. Yeah, Todd Bowles is a cool dude, man. But, like I said, with the Saints, the system, the players, the defense, the special teams is a bit of a thing. But just like I said, man, don't be surprised if you see the Saints start piling up wins, man. It might be a little rocky early on, but the pressure, man. Dennis Allen's gonna have to do his best coaching job of his career. This is the year where like I was saying in Pelican Talk, we're doing a Pelican stream in about an hour. You'll see that as well. I'm gonna try to have a cutoff at 1:30. I said 1:30, an hour and 30 minutes, so another 11 minutes I'll be gone. But yeah, he has to do his best coaching job, man. Really do. His third year here, he's been coaching for what, 6? He was a head coach for 6 years. Really, it's what, 5.5 years, because he got fired like what, 4 or 5 games into the start of his third year in Raiderland. He got to do his best coaching job this year, man. He really do. Jack says, why not a Jamaican punter? I don't know too many Jamaican punters, bro. That'd be pretty cool, man. All right. Oh, yeah, Mad Drummer says Ayuk just resigned too. Yeah, I was looking at that, man. Appreciate you, bro. All right, yeah, okay. Crusher said he likes the Ridgeway, and yeah, the Ridgeway is a good move. Nwangwu got released. All right, he says, been watching you for years, Q. I just laid. Yeah, thank you, fam. Appreciate you, bro. All right, Covadia says, looking North Dakota State running them. Yeah, this is the thing though, fam. As I get ready to dirk out, yeah, like I said, don't just keep. And I know we on our show me stuff, and that's proper because the Saints have really, over the last couple of years, this has not been a good time, because the Saints have had a lot of talent. They've squandered a lot because of not making moves when they were supposed to. They would have won 2 games last year had they moved on and made changes when they were supposed to. Like, people kept telling and prodding, pushing Dennis Allen to make changes to certain personnel during the season. He did nothing. He promised change and didn't do anything. Kept doing the same thing. That cost him wins at the end of the game. He can't do that this year. He got to get up off his ass and start coaching this year. He got to pull players when they're supposed to. When guys struggle, he got to pull them on up out of there. And we're going to see how he handles this, man. Like I've been saying, this is time. This is the year. This is the moment of truth. This is the year of truth, in my opinion, with the Saints, because if Dennis Allen is good as Mickey Loomis was saying he is, then he needs to get this team to the playoffs. He has a clear ultimatum. It's either playoffs or fired. So he's going to have to step up and do his thing, man. Bottom line. Slim says, it says cute. Paul's DA face like DA look like he lost. Yeah, nah, this is how he looks. Yo, this is how he looks most of the time. All right. What's up, brother? What's up, T Dirty? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you, man. Yeah, this is how the man look most of the time. Richard says, I think you're right about being optimistic about the season, but DA does things like he did today, losing control of the room, does not make me feel comfortable that he has changed that aspect. Yes, and some of these things, bro, like what we saying, because I'm just saying some of the stuff that I've witnessed him do consistently over the last 2 years, and these bad habits are difficult to break. But if you're trying to break, this is game. If you're trying to break bad habits, the only thing that breaks bad habits is a new mindset, a new mindset that you're serious about. A new mindset creates new mindset actions, new mindset moves. If you got people telling you they're trying to change and they don't know how they're going to change, they won't change. Pattern recognition, patterns. You operate in patterns. You do everything. You go to work, you got your family life, whatever you do, everything's set up in a pattern. You do what's comfortable for you to do. If you got bad habits, the only way for you to come up out of them bad habits, you got to have a new mindset to break the pattern. You got to start a new pattern, a pattern that's productive. If you're trying to get rid of the old stuff that's non-productive, that's how that works. So if the only way for us to really know, because the guy been saying the right stuff, is to see how he is instituting the stuff that he's talking about when the season starts. That's the game. There is no way we can see that right now until the season starts and he's in a situation where he'll be forced to be able to then exhibit new behaviors. And then we'll know fast whether or not he's telling the truth. I ain't lying, man. It's pattern recognition, man. If you're trying to break old habits, you're trying to be a new person, you're trying to eat healthier, you're trying to lose some weight, you're trying to learn something new, the only way you're going to do that is you got to have a new mindset, and the mindset you're serious about. You can't be talking about change and have the same mindset and don't have any idea how you're going to do it. Change starts when you incorporate new ideas And then new ideas create new actions. And that's how you bust the pattern. That's how you do it. So he been talking this shit. Let's see if he can do it. What's up, Brother Wallace? How you doing, bro? All right, Warren says, he says, y'all need to stop hating on DA, shaking my head. Nah, they're not hating on him. DA, he says DA is embarrassed. People say DA is better. Nah, it's not hating on him, brother. How do y'all always seem to say hating on Dennis Allen, bro? Do you know the history of Dennis Allen, or do you just let people just step on you any kind of way? You don't? Do you remember your history? Are you a person that understand history, to understand that what people do, they get judged by it? Do you not understand that when people are telling you facts about, and this stuff is the majority of everything that is done in terms of a head coach is broadcasted in things that he's saying that's coming out of his mouth. And not only that, but the actual results of the man's actions are before you. It's not hating on Dennis Allen, man. You need to get your mind right, bro. Understand what hate is. People be saying this cliche shit and don't even know what hate is. Do you really know what hate is, man? People can't tell the difference between critiquing and what they term hatred. Hatred is when you just espousing a bunch of nonsense. When you got actually incremental breakdowns and pinpointing exact moments in history and time and building timelines and giving facts and data that you can look up. It's not hating, man. That's homework. I'm saying I got Dennis Allen to win 10 to 11 games. That's not hating on Dennis Allen. How is it hating to say he winning 10 or 11 games? I'm saying that. But I'm also saying for him to do better than what he's doing, he got to change his mindset. That's not hating on him. That's giving him good game. Man, y'all got to evolve, bro. Y'all got to evolve with this foolishness, bro. He said, nah, he's good. He'll get better. Bro, man, come on, brother. Come on, man. Put your facts down, bro. You're dealing with blind bullshit, man. I'm giving you facts. I'm telling people how to do it. How we know? Because we've seen people do this before. We've seen accountability. You can't win anything if you're not accountable. You can't do anything if you're not detail-centered. And we know the man ain't a great motivator. Hell, he says he be up there umming and look at here. And so, yeah, it's all this kind of this, you know, but he had, as a head coach in the NFL, he has to be able to inspire his team every week. He has to be able to pay attention to them, correct whatever issues they have, smooth out whatever wrinkles they have. He has to become a better coach than what he was over the last couple of years. He has to do that. So, I mean, that's a part of it, man. Man, goddamn, man, we gotta. It's too much information out here, fam. It's like if you got a smartphone, and this not aimed at anybody. I'm just saying it's a general observation. Like if you got a goddamn smartphone, you know you're supposed to be the smartest version of anybody that you ever seen. Like at any point of human existence, you're supposed to be the smart. You have literally at your fingertips all of the information of the world. The entire world library at your fingertips. You punching in, you don't have to punch it in or type it in. You can just hit a button and talk to it, and it'll give you a lot of information. A lot of information bullshit, but it'll also put you in a lane that you need to be where you can go and do some research. But at some point, like we're supposed to be a lot further along. We're supposed to know a lot more than what we learned, what we know. We ain't supposed to be this manipulated at this time, man. We supposed to be a lot further along in our development, intellectually speaking, than where we are. I mean, it's like this stupid ass culture that we dealing with and all of this nonsensical jargon and stuff. That ain't gonna work, brother, sisters. That's not gonna work. All right. Vibin says DA is like a lifeguard that don't know how to swim. No Cap says people think all DA has to do is show up and work on Sundays and call the defense. Is so much more that goes into being a head coach, a successful one at that. You can't want DA duties from your head coach. Yes, indeed. Good call on that. No cap. No cap on that, brother. All right. DA getting the Saints to the playoffs this year. I'm with you, brother. I said that, man. I said that. Don't misinterpret. And this is a word of advice. Do not misinterpret critique for what you would term hatred, because that's not the same, man. Critiquing somebody, you know, when somebody hating on somebody, they're just espousing a bunch of nonsense at them, insulting them. without berating him, without giving any information. I'm literally not doing that. I'm saying, I say he looked like a possum because he does look like a possum. I throw a little shade at him every now and again. But in terms of him winning the games, I do think he wins 10 games this year. I think the team wins 10 games this year. The only thing he have to do is to stay out of the way with the bullshit and be accountable. Step it up and do what he said he gonna do and do what he said he wanted to do. Be accountable and detail-centered. If he does that, we gonna win games. We're gonna win some games. But if he doesn't, his ass is out of here this year. No Cap says 6 wins or less is a bad team. 7 to 9 wins is mid. 10 to 11 wins is good. 12 or more is a contender. We are right there, 79 tier for more. For most, the hope is to win a bad division because there's no continuous. But I agree with this. Good call, bro. Jerry says, ain't hating DA. Got to show us he talk a good one, but he ain't showed us nothing. It's ball or fall or blow up or get blowed away. We deserve to be on top. That is the measurement, brother. That's what I'm saying. Indeed, man. Yeah, talk, y'all talk, man. Y'all talking facts. Y'all talking facts, man. Talking facts. Cap says primary goal to stop offense might be to stop Taysom, AK, and force us to be one-dimensional and make Carr beat them. This is what I said some time ago. The key to beating the Saints would have to make Carr beat you early on. Saints going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to run that damn ball. That's what it come down to. DA said, Gundam says DA smug prick. That suppresses young offensive talent like Rattler's guys blind to the stallion horse that he has in his own backyard. No, he knows who he is, bro. He knows who he is. All right, Cap says the gender stuff going to start making some people in the fan base start developing hate for Rattler. I don't think so, bro. And if he don't pan out, they'll have their I told you so rants. Now, I don't think I think you can't turn the who that's on Rattler. The Rattler, people know who Rattler is. If Dennis Allen makes that guy the third string quarterback, that'll be just what we've been saying. I've been saying that there's a protection mechanism for the $150 million quarterback. If a fifth, you got to understand the optics. It's all about you look at it, a good part of understanding, like Cap, you're a young brother doing your show. Let me give you some advice and some of the family members that's listening. As a person, when you're breaking down game and you're looking at things, try to do as much as your vantage would be a lot greater if you would have a expanded view. And the reason why I'm saying it is because I understand what they're doing. Now, I don't agree about it, but I understand what they're doing insofar as this. Check this out. The New Orleans Saints, Mickey Loomis, is an egotistical person. Anytime any man will stand before people and tell them that they're not qualified, and he said that multiple times, to talk about the New Orleans Saints, and they're just he ain't talking about the comments that are in agreement with him. He's talking about the critique and the criticisms that he's getting for how the team has performed over the last several years. That's what he doesn't like. That shows me something. That shows me a major mental error or mental flaw in Mickey Loomis's mind. That's why I've been pushing for him to be taken away from the general manager position, because you are never beyond criticism. If you operating in the public light, you're never beyond criticism. You're going to be critiqued. You're going to be judged based on wins and losses. If you're a professional football team or basketball team or any professional team, you're going to be judged on your winning. If you're not winning, then you're gonna face severe amounts of criticism. You will get that. That's just the nature of the beast, right? Now, the optics I'm talking about is if you have a general manager, the same dude I'm talking about, sitting up here with an elitist mentality, he's an employee, like he's a billionaire somewhere. He's not. He's an employee of the Saints. And you have a person that operates like that. Imagine what kind of mindset that has when he operates like that, and he has his coach who he was not checking. They had guys telling him, "Yo, go talk to your coach." He wasn't talking to that man because he doesn't operate like that. For years, he had Sean Payton, and he left Sean Payton alone. Sean Payton went in there, told him what he want. He went and did it. That's what he did. When he got Dennis Allen here, Dennis Allen requires more of a hand-on approach because he's a coach prior to last year, never had a winning record. So it was different. It required you to be a little bit more hands-on. And who this is, Mickey Loomis literally thought that he would do the same thing for Dennis Allen that he did for Sean Payton when they were building up the Saints. It's the difference. You're supposed to know the difference. You're supposed to be an evaluator of talent. You're supposed to know the strengths and weaknesses of the people you hiring. When you're interviewing people, you're listening to them, you're supposed to know who these people are and if they're capable of handling the pressure and the stress. Do they have the correct attributes needed to be a head coach? Not everybody is made to be a head coach in this league. You got to have a certain select group of characteristics to be a successful head coach in the NFL. It's the same in the NBA. It's the same all over. It's a unique set of attributes that you're supposed to have. The ability to be able to communicate your message, to motivate your talent. You have to have that type, some of those things. You got to be a problem solver and a troubleshooter. Not only that, you have to be a bit of a person with clairvoyance to be able to see problems about to happen and then have enough tact, class, and integrity to know how to operate within that family team structure where you don't violate the tenets, the code, by backstabbing players or treating players better than other players, siding with other players, throwing your players under the bus. You see what I'm saying here? You have to be able to operate. He's only here because of an egotistical jackass named Mickey Loomis. I'm just keeping it real with you. No other head coach would have put this man no general manager would have made him a head coach. He's not qualified. In the words of Mickey Loomis, they had more qualified people that's better than Dennis Allen, and that is facts. That is facts. But he's here because of the good old boy circle. Sean Payton told him to make him a coach. We've been dealing with this now for the last couple of years. But to get back to the original part about optics, I say all that to bring you back here. The same people I just described and told you about, they are the ones that have a view or a vision of how they see the team. Mickey Loomis last year compared this man here on the screen to Chuck Noll, Bill Belichick, Sean Payton, and Bill Walsh, and all kind of other great Hall of Fame coaches with no man in his right mind would have done. Never would have done that. But he did that because that was his only way to try to validate why he was keeping him, which was a bad decision. Anybody could see it was a bad decision because you can look at him and see that he's lacking in a lot of things. You see, but that happens when you don't have any pressure from on top of him, forcing him to make correct decisions. They don't tell Dennis Lauscher and Gail don't tell Mickey Loomis shit. They don't tell him anything. They let him run it like he wanted. This is an antiquated, old school bullshit family mafia style team structure that needs to be thrown out. It needs to be thrown out. So the pressure from the people is saying we're tired of the losing in the 9 playoffs. And then there are people that will tell you, y'all need to stop hating and don't even mention none of that other shit. Y'all need to stop hating because y'all hating on Dennis Allen. Oh, you just hating on him out of the blue, huh? We just decide to all of our valuable time just sit up here and hate on Dennis Allen, huh? Never mind the history and all of the other shit that done happened, huh? Don't forget all that, huh? It's crazy, man. Crazy. The optics is big. They're the optics of the team. Spencer Rattler, a 5th round selection. If he becomes the backup quarterback, he does put pressure on Derek Carr, $150 million quarterback that's been in the league for 11 years. How? Because he's the people's champ. He's the freaking people's champ. That's right. Spencer Rattler is the people's champ. That's what he is. The Who Dat Nation has made Spencer Rattler the people's champ. Dennis Allen and Loomis knows that Spencer Rattler is the people's champ. They know that. He's the people's champ. So if Carr struggles, they're going to be people from the stands and from everywhere else pushing up the people's champ. You don't think they know that? When you ever seen it when they don't want to answer who the second string quarterback going to be? That's an easy call, man. Why is it? Oh, they still competing. Why? Preseason over with. The jobs are already set. You should have that. Why are they still competing? That's why. Rattler's this people champ, and they'll do everything they can to keep pressure off of Carr. This is true. This is true talk. Put one in the chat, man. I'm telling y'all game, man. I'm giving y'all the truth about this bullshit. Optically speaking, from their vantage point, is that it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good to have a $150 million quarterback people were booing Derek Carr in the stands in practice. Y'all remember that? This was recent. The crazy part about it is after 1 year, you come in and it was not a very good experience. Like he kind of rubbed the Who Dat Nation the wrong way with stuff that was happening last year. Stuff like saying that instead of taking onus, he only took onus when he was pressured to take onus. And I sat up there and covered all this stuff. Remember the time when people were saying, you're struggling, you're doing this, all this kind of stuff. And he said, we got the answers, and the answers is in the building. And Jeff Duncan says, well, what's the answers? I can't tell you. The answers is in the building. And then the next game, they go out there and lose it. People forget all of that shit. They got short-term memory loss. A long-term memory loss. That's what it is. They got long-term memory loss, and not really even long-term. This shit just happened, man. If you got a memory, boy, you are a unique creature. I'll tell you what. You're a unique creature. You got to win in this league, man. The Saints haven't been to the playoffs in 3 years, man. Our best players, the Hall of Fame players, are getting older. When Dennis Allen took the job, Mickey Loomis knew that we were on a time window. We didn't have forever and a day to get this team together. We were on a time window. Time brings the pressure. If you're on the clock, that's where the pressure comes from. You got to step in, hit the ground, and you got to win. And we don't want to hear all this. 3 years without playoffs, it's not good when you got one of the oldest team in the league and you got players on this team that are still productive. That's in a couple of years are going to be gone. Your best chance to do something is now. And you're just burning it away with stupid bullshit decisions and non-activity and late movements to the party. A lot of these moves should have happened last year, but the guy smashed his ass. What can I tell you? This ain't my shit. I'm just telling you, I'm reporting to you guys what happened. This is not my call. I'm telling you what happened. So anyway, the optics, fam, when you look at it, that's what give you a grander view of any picture, whether it's football or not, man. If you are able to have, they call it three-dimensional outlook or spectrum, where you can span around it. Like you have an object and you can look all around it, that object or that topic, when you can break it down from multiple angles and you master the view of it and the look of it, you understand what you're looking at. And once you do that, then you can be able to anticipate pattern behavior, like I told you, pattern recognition, to understand how they operate, what they say. I know Mickey Loomis to the point where I start emulating them. I got these people figured out, man. I really do. I got them figured out. And there's a lot of ego involved, and I don't like that. I don't like the ego involved. You make the move because it makes sense to make the move. You don't not make a move to protect somebody. I don't believe in that. If a guy's playing better than the other guy, that guy need to be playing ahead of the other guy. We need to win. We need to win right now. We don't have time to be waiting for them to, down in the future. No, you got to win right now. You got to. So that's my call on it, bro. Yeah, it's all about them optics, bro. Remember that, y'all. Remember, it's always about the optics, man. Always. And that's how they spin it. Mickey Loomis them be doing moves and they know what you saying is the right move, but they won't do it because you saying it. And they won't do what you asking them to do until the very least date. Like until they get to a point where they know you're not playing no games. You don't think they monitor all this shit? They monitor all this, man. That's how they get their market data, their market research to know if you pissed off or not. You think they put out a poll to you? When the last time you got a poll at the Saints asking you, are you guys pissed off yet with us? You're not going to get that because they don't do it like that. They do market research. They monitor stuff like this and they see how you feel about it. They be like, damn, they feeling kind of pissed off. We got to know how to market to them. We got to know what to say to them that don't turn them off. We got to be able to market the sale of these tickets and all this other shit. We got to figure a way to put the right combination of words together and be able to create some promotional materials that in this every year they change it based on how you are. They don't want to say the wrong words because they know you upset. So they got to be able to market to you in a certain kind of way. People got you broke down, fam. They got you broke down. They got us all figured out. But like I said, man, in the end, you are the power. You drive all this. You drive it all. Not them, but you. So that's why I tell Mickey Loomis, shut the hell up, telling people they're not qualified, man. He full of shit doing that. And not none of them people checked him on that. Told him, hey, Mickey, shut up with that. Don't tell nobody not qualified to talk about football, man. You sound like a fool. And you're saying it because the people are right. They're right with what they're saying. You can't be upset because they're upset with you for losing. What kind of crazy ass bastard are you? Well, I'm upset. Oh, hold on. I'm upset because I'm upset with you saying because you're upset with me. Say that again, Mickey. Well, hold on. I got to think about it. I'm upset with you because you're upset with me because I'm losing. Yes, that's what it is. That sounds crazy, man. You can't be upset with the people for being upset with you for not doing your job. What kind of crazy fool are you? But that's what we're dealing with. Upset with you because you're upset with them for losing, for making bad decisions. Imagine that. And we sit up there and play with you and tolerate that, man. No, ain't no more. Oh, I'm upset with you guys because you're upset with me because I made some bad decisions. And hey, listen, and you just got to be a fool. I mean, you got to be a black and gold diehard, you know, and put up with all the dumb shit that I mean, the good stuff that I do. Oh my God. No, we ain't doing that no more, brother. We're not playing them games no more. You gonna win or you gonna get the hell up off that pot. You gonna win or you gonna change all this shit up. You gonna win or we gonna hold that money back. We tired of this, man. We not gonna, no. You tired of y'all misrepresenting us, man. Put this shit together right and make it work. Or fire these people and get these people out here and get some people that know what they're doing in here. That's what I'm talking about. I'm tired of watching funky ass football that don't end to nothing, man. All your rivals taking your people away and they trying to build up on some stuff, man. I'm tired of this shit, man. Sick of seeing this crap. For 3 years watching all this funky football play, man. Enough of this time wasting bullshit. Get this stuff right, man. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for chiming in, man. I went along a little longer than what I want, man, because I got a little animated, but y'all know how I am. I'm passionate, man. We got to do what we're supposed to do here, man. And like I said about Spencer Rattler is the people's champ. They know that. And it's a big deal that the Saints didn't make Spencer Rattler, didn't name him, and didn't come out with a depth chart, and you days away from the first week. We got to wait all the way to for you to decide on who the second string quarterback is. Well, what's the problem, Q? They never was an issue before. Now it was an issue before. It's an issue now because it's a protection matrix on Derek Carr. It was one last year when they protected him and tried to, $150 million because Dennis Allen's tied to Derek Carr's success. He's tied to his success. If Derek Carr's fails, so does Dennis Allen and Mickey Loomis because he gave him a blank check. Dennis Allen drafted Derek Carr. So, of course, he's Team Carr. He brung him in the league. Brung him here and gave him $150 million. His little red wagon is attached to Derek Carr. So, of course, if Carr fails, he fails with him. The optics. That's what it's about. Rattler's the people's champ. It is what it is. The kid has the it factor, man. We'll see what it looks like, too. Next week, we'll see if he's the third quarterback. If he's the third quarterback, then you know what time it is, man. You know what time it is. Them people know Rattler's the people's champ. They know. They know Rattler's the people champ. They know it. They know it. And you think they're going to put him underneath Derek Carr. So if Carr, and I want Carr to succeed, but if your boy has a better feel on the offense, listen, fam, go look at the tape of Spencer Rattler. I was looking at it the other day, watching him in the segments that he was out there and in preseason under action. Besides the game when he was playing behind that pathetic line where he was running for his life, he had that one struggling game, the second preseason game, but it was encouraging to watch him have come out in that third game and look like he did. He got a real good feel for the pocket. The pocket don't bother him. His timing is really good. If you watch him around there, he goes through his progressions. He understands, he feels the pocket when it's time, and when it breaks down, Spencer gets the hell out of Dodge. If you watch him, got a really good feel for the pocket. Something Jake Hayner struggled with. Jake was in there and Jake did some positive stuff. But it looked a little different with Spencer Rattler in there. And you can't say, like the Saints did an experiment in the third game, where they were using the same team. So they would put Spencer in there, then pull him out, put Jake Haener in there. They were playing behind the same line, behind this with the same skill set players, and it looked different, radically different. Spencer was in there making the throws, making the touchdown throw, moving the offense, and Jake was in there not so much, struggling. Timing was off. Plays were erratic. Couldn't throw on the run. Spencer running around, throwing on the run, extending the pocket. Jake Haener running around. When he scrambled outside the pocket, his passes were not accurate, was sailing. So, I mean, it was clear. Now, practice squad, I mean, when you're in the, not practice squad, you practicing, Jake looked good practicing, but it's something else when you go from what you're doing in practice in the game. That's when you know you got something going on. You got to get over that mental block. He struggled. He struggled in that game, man. But yeah, ain't no doubt about it, man. Spencer Rattler is the people's champ. The only justified position for him is to be the second string quarterback. If he's not, you know what it is. You know what it is. All right. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get on out of here. But man, listen, the Saints got work to do. They got to improve this team. I still believe that the Saints can win 10 or 11 games. I've been saying that if they run the football, keep the miscues down. We got some stuff to do. We got some great players on this team that can help us get somewhere. Dennis Allen talking the talk. I got to give him credit. I told y'all that. I gave him credit. Like when the offseason started, he was saying the right stuff. He was doing what he was doing. Now we got to give him a little time to see because it's going to take a little time to install the offense. There are going to be some bumps and bruises. So I don't want people to fall off the cliff in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. It's going to take time to figure out what they got going on, offensively speaking. So for the season's sake, we have to just wait and be patient until this stuff opens up so we can see what we're working with here. Because like I said, I gave you all the pluses. I'm keeping it real. Dennis Allen is saying the right stuff. Now, if he steps up and do it, we'll be all right. But it's time, man. It's time for us to handle some business, man. Handle some business. All right. Much love to y'all, man. I'm getting on up out of here, man. I got a Pelican post-game report stream I got to do in about 30 minutes. I appreciate you guys for your support. Thank you for let me talk at you for tonight's stream. I'll be back maybe Friday, and y'all hit your notifications bell. I'll let y'all know how that works out. But listen, man, much love to all you guys. Appreciate you as always, man. I'll try to pop back up here on Friday. If not Friday, it'll probably be Saturday to talk at y'all on some more stuff. And I'm pretty sure something going to happen tomorrow. The Saints going to be looking at some free agents over the next 3 days. I really do think so. You might hear some signings happening. Won't be surprised if I hear Elvin Kamara contract extension over the next 3 or 4 days. That would be positive and cool leading into it. So we'll see how it all goes. But we need to get this. The Black Gold need to get back on it, baby. We need to get back to where we belong, on top and champions. Much love to the family. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button by all means. And listen, man, I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Much love. Who that tell you?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports go. It's Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, Bet Online has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Get on our winner-takes-all $300,000 NFL pool for the upcoming season. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with over 150 slot games. Head to the website today and use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, and get in on the action. Bet Online, the game starts here.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top-flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.